yes. We are back once again. Welcome to a day called Wednesday, Health, Wellness, Vitality. My name is Chase Steele Gray. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Thanks for coming here. Whoever brought you here must think very highly of you because this is a high vibrational space and you are guaranteed to leave with something that you did not have when we began. So I appreciate you. Today, I just want to start out by saying that this gentleman, I don't know, sometimes in life you have somebody that's in your circle. And in my case, I want to give a special shout out to BJ and Megan Toops because wow, I mean, just beautiful people from the Atlanta area. And, every now and then you call upon somebody with some depth and some measure that you can't explain. You have a connection with them, and that is Mr. BJ Toops. And I don't often like to be handed off to other people because many times it doesn't work out. But in this particular situation, it was a seamless introduction to this powerful gentleman that I'm going to introduce you to. And I want to let you know about him before we get into this talk because this is a great bio. It's really, really great. His name is Roosevelt Standifer, as you can see. He is a passionate advocate for health and fitness, serves as a certified personal trainer, community outreach coordinator with deep-rooted commitment to fostering healthy lifestyles. Roosevelt utilizes his expertise to empower individuals to achieve their wellness goals through personalized training programs and engaging outreach initiatives. He not only helps clients build physical strength, but also cultivates a supportive environment for sustainable lifestyle changes with a focus on inclusivity and accessibility. Roosevelt is dedicated to ensuring that everyone, regardless of their background or circumstance, has the opportunity to prioritize their health and wellness. Outside of that, Roosevelt is actively involved in community initiatives aimed at promoting health, equity, access to fitness resources, whether organizing free workout sessions in undeserved neighborhoods or partnering with local organizations to provide educational workshops on nutrition and exercise. He's deeply committed to making a positive impact on the health outcomes of individuals and communities alike. Through his tireless efforts and infectious enthusiasm, Roosevelt Standifer continues to inspire and empower others to lead healthier and happier lives. That's our show for today. Thank you so much, guys.
See you later.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, wow, what an amazing, we don't need to talk now. We know what's up. Welcome to the huddle, Roosevelt Standifer, and what a great pleasure to have you here.
Chase, it's so good to be around people like-minded, like-hearted that are doing great things in the world. And I always say that no matter what you do, surround yourself with people that you want to be like.
Indeed.
And when BJ Toops introduced us, I remember you many years ago because you definitely were an advocate for health even back then. I watched some of the performances that you all did around the world, which I'm just so grateful for to having the opportunity. But this has been an amazing journey in life. And so thank you for having me here. Glad to be here this morning.
It's spectacular. And as I always say, positive, vibracious, and intentional energy always meets. I don't know how, it just always does. It's incredible. Doesn't matter geography or whatever. I always have people placed in front of me that are very much like yourself. So I appreciate you so much. So this topic today, what must I do for better health? What does that mean to you, and unpack that for us? Because it sounds so simple in a lot
Yeah.
of ways, but in many ways it is. But how do you
Well,
unpack
you're really right. One, I think we need to really define what health means to me. I think for years we've had this taboo about health. What is health? How does that relate? Why should I get engaged with my health? And I think that's the disconnect that's been happening throughout the world, from mental health to physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, whatever the health that you want to focus on, financial health. I mean, there's many different healths that are out there that we basically, one, associate ourselves with, or two, we're working on.
right?
Um, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt said this: when you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. And I think that's how most people view our health. We
Right,
only do something about it when we're at the end of it.
right,
So one of the reasons why I stayed engaged in really helping better outcomes for people that I love and people that I'm around is because I wanted to make sure that when it comes to health, that we actually took the time to really walk through it together. It's all movements. I mean, that's what it boils down to. If I leave you with anything, it's this: get more movements. As
Correct.
you get older in life, you start to see your movements decrease.
Right.
If you think about movements, whether it's me drinking my coffee or tea, or me actually walking to the mailbox to get our mail, that's actually helping you become healthier. When we stop the movements, then that's when we basically dig our ditch and we
Right.
sit in it. So we
Right.
want to continue to promote, continue to tell people, hey, look, continue to work on your movements. And as a certified personal trainer, of course, we want to focus on the type of movements that we're working on, but just do something. It's like Nike said, just do it, you know?
Right. Right.
So get more people to be more active. And that's what we're really all about.
Absolutely. What I want to ask you, because I think you probably share in this particular emotion, but certain people, when you look at them, they feel healthy. Like when I look at you look healthy, you look up, you look ready to do whatever you need to do. That's a huge compliment to give another human being because by and large, most people look very battered right now based on where we've come from in the last few years. Do you come from health? Do you come from a family that promoted health, or are you a product of non-health and oh, I'm getting healthy if you guys don't want to be healthy?
You know, I would tell you the great savior for me was sports.
Mm,
Sports was the lifeline. I mean, I played little league baseball when I was young. I played pound football when I was younger. I played soccer whenever I had a chance to hang out with friends that we were just in the neighborhood. It was like as a young boy, we were always active. We were in the woods running around playing hide and go seek or whatever. We were always active. And
right.
so, one of the things that you have to realize now in today's time and society is there's less areas where it's safe to be active.
Mm,
And so that
yeah.
constricts us a little bit. You know, I always used to think about when we were growing up, we always had a field that we could actually go. And I mean, it was right behind our house, thankfully. But, there was always a place that we could go and just let it out,
Right.
and that's one of the things that really helped me as a saving grace. Sports was that inlet. But on the other hand, within my family dynamics, there were people who were not so healthy.
Mm,
And I would observe, the overweight, or observe that they had medical condition that always kept them in the hospital for what we never really talked about.
uh,
So this whole area of health was something that I grew up to see it, but didn't really have a pinpoint or my finger on it until later in life after I went to college and really learned more about health and more about how it decripples, especially in the Black and brown communities, and how we don't, as Black males, don't like to engage our families with the conversation, how is your health? You know, so these are some of the things that we have to really address and really make sure that it's okay to talk about health. Lay it out on the table because there are
right.
people out there that can support you in that endeavor to increase
Absolutely.
your health.
Absolutely. And on a day like today, when I say today, I mean where we are in the present time. Can you give me two or three um, uh, anchors or linchpin sentences or kind of anecdotes for the lay person? Like sometimes people look at people like yourself and myself that are healthy, that are vibrant, that are out in the world
Mhm.
doing things, and they say, "Well, you
Right,
guys are ahead of me. I can't do that."
right.
I want you to speak about something that anybody watching
Everybody can.
right now can be like, if you do these three things starting today on your time in the way that you need to do it, how can that better your life?
Let me tell you the best thing for any and everyone.
I knew you would get right
Okay.
to
This
it.
this is this is the best thing. When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, smile and have a laugh. No matter
I
what it is,
like that.
think about something, smile and laugh. Now, there's muscles in here that you don't even realize that
Truth.
it's helpful, so helpful to this face.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, when you were actually looking at people and you see people smiling,
Yeah.
you're embraced. So
Yeah.
one of the things that I always say is smile and laugh in the mornings. The diaphragms, when you laughing, you're actually exercising
Correct.
your abs, your diaphragm, it's working and it's to help you. And it also promotes healthy breathing patterns and those things. So, one of the things that we always neglect is how important fresh air is. Breathing is the fuel for your muscles.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I would say that's the first thing. Let's start there. Wake up, laugh in the morning. The second thing is this: stretch
Hmm.
whenever you get an opportunity to. And that means something as simple as just, I'm a yawn and stretch up. Okay. That could be something as simple as I am going to just go down and just touch my knees. Notice I said knees and not toes, because so
Yeah.
many of us, have a difficult time trying to go all the way down to the floor, and it's okay.
Right.
But start somewhere. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Okay. So we got to start. Don't allow fear to sink in. You can do this. And then the last thing I would say after stretching, make sure that you do movements and increase them gradually. Okay. Let's just say, for instance, I walk through my house. Okay. I go from the front door all the way to the end of the house. And I normally do an activity, whether it be going to the restroom, whether it be going to the kitchen, whether it be going to my little chair, my comfy chair.
Hmm.
Well, then next time, do that twice. Do that twice before you sit down in the comfy chair. Do it twice before you go in the kitchen and start cooking your meal. Do it twice before you do whatever activity you were thinking about doing. And so this helps us to get more movements in. I think as a society, we always think we're always trying to get to the end. No, we're talking about the process of something here, and it's to be healthier. It's not
Yes, sir.
healthy, it's to be
Right.
healthier. And movements and an increase in those movements actually helps you to become healthier.
Well said, Mr. Showtime. Well said. Well said, DJ Showtime. I say DJ because my friend BJ calls him DJ. I didn't get that story yet, but I guess I'll get that another time. I call him Showtime. Call him Showtime. Mama call him Roosevelt. I'm gonna call him Showtime. Listen, when we go through these processes in our head, and everybody has a different way of looking at obtaining proper health, going to certain areas, so on and so forth. I'm a bookophile. I read voraciously, as you can see. Those are just like 3% of my books, right? Believe it or not. So, do you, in your journey, was
Mhm.
there a book that promoted health or that blew your mind that you could suggest for someone to read to get tidbits, to get some things that might help us in our everyday lives? Because I'm all about books,
Yeah.
and it may not be even a book about health. It might be a spiritual slash health book. But is there anything that you would recommend to the layman person?
Well, I'll tell you this. Um, you know, I come from a faith-based
Yes,
background.
sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever that is for you, I always say go to where you're rooted.
Mhm.
And for me, the Bible has always been an instrument for
Right.
me to go through. And there's a scripture in there, and I can't actually tell you and pinpoint where it's at, but it says, "Beloved, above all things, I want you to be in health and prosper as your soul prospers."
Hmm.
And this was a scripture that was rooted down in me when I was going to a vacation Bible school back in the early 1980s, when I was just, cool with the socks up to my knees. I had my little jersey shirt on, thinking I was on top of the world. But that scripture really held to me. And I say that because, most people in today's time and age are always chasing the dollar, the
Yes.
money.
Right.
And there comes a point in our lives where we realize that that money, no matter how much of them we can stack up on our desk, stack in our bank account, can ever add 1 ounce to the health of this individual that you're looking at today.
Correct.
And I say that because it's very important that you realize that at the end of it all, what you leave behind is a legacy of many things. And it could be wealth to your kids, it could be all of these other things. I can leave a nice watch, I can leave rings, I can leave possessions. But what we have to do is to leave a better example, healthy lifestyles for the next generations to come behind me so that they can really enjoy the experience of life. And I think that's what we really need to be sharing. And I think from the book that I read from, which was the Bible, that actually had that one scripture, beloved above all things that you be prosperous and be in health, even as your soul prospers, is something that I've always held to. You know, there's great books out there. I'll show you. There's one just on men's health.
Oh, I like men's health. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, men's health, great books that I always used to go and thumb through. And, you know, if there's anything I want to target or look at, those are things that you can always increase. But I think it's deeper than the activity that we're doing. It's really
Correct.
knowing where and why you're rooted in something and to make sure that you're transferring that to the next generation and everyone beyond you.
Spectacular. Very, very spectacular. I want to make sure that people can ask any question that they like. Just started a little earlier today because sometimes we get so hyped up and we don't get to get the questions. Of course, today, as I'm being as mindful as I possibly can be, there are no hands up. See how that goes? But that's okay. You know, this is what we do here. We flow in time, and to all of our people. Oh, boom! I knew that was going to happen right when I said that.
Yeah.
Cece, come on through.
Yes, I love the conversation about health. And when you said third John and 2,
Yeah.
that's one CC says every day.
Nice.
Oh,
So
awesome.
she so thank you guys for this conversation. I am inspired and I'm gonna do better about exercising.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Excellent job,
Excellent.
y'all.
Thank you, CC.
Sorel.
Roosevelt,
Yes.
thank you so much, man. There's one thing you bring up that I think is essential. You said, I'm hearing it this way. Being healthy is not an event where it's like you did something and boom, you're healthy and that's it.
Right.
Being healthy is more of a practice and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Absolutely.
Just do something like, God, man, I'm so grateful for this. I can just wake up in the morning, smile and laugh, and I'm done.
Yeah. You did it.
I did it, right? So I'm curious though, in this vein of practicing rather than arriving, what is your practice, Roosevelt?
You know, it's so funny that you mentioned that. So, one of my practices is actually working with people. This morning, I just met with the most amazing, beautiful, strong, intelligent woman. Her name is Megan Toops. So, just this morning, I was actually training Megan
Yes.
Toops before this call. I actually jumped in my car, met her at the office, jumped in my car, you know, got here to get ready for this broadcast. So I'm like, you know, doing everything I can. But one of the things that I find great joy in, and that's what you have to do, you have to find what makes you joy just bubble up right on the inside. So what really helps me is that when I'm engaged with a client, I'm actually working out with the client and I'm actually able to do things that help me to become healthier. So some of the exercises that we're practicing, I'm showing it, of course, but then I'm also able to do it depending on our session. Sometimes we have to shorten sessions because I have to get more in. And then sometimes, you know, constraints with time, like me having to come on here to our broadcast early this morning. But hey, look, what I do for me is completely radical because it's working with clients, but then having my own personal quality time, going, doing some yoga, doing some stretches, making sure I'm jogging, making sure I'm biking, making sure I'm doing the things that really help me stay on top of my mental game. Because everything that you do, you know, physically actually contributes to what you're able to process mentally. And I think mental health is a very important aspect that we really need to make sure that everybody continue to really assess themselves and see where they're at as we continue to go through epidemics or pandemics or whatever we want to call them. I think people really need to assess where they're at spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in all of those areas.
Awesome. Awesome. One last thing. What's your take on nutrition?
Nutrition is the lifeline. You know, what you eat is what you become. Okay. So you think about that. Next time you're eating that big, healthy portion, okay, I think you just really need to really digest, hey, I'm going to become more like this that I'm eating, whatever that is. Now, the reason why I say that is that as Americans, we need to make sure that our portion control is the main thing that we focus on. Hey, it's okay to have a little bit of chocolate. It's okay to have a little bit of, steak or beef or whatever you prefer. It is okay, but our portion size needs to start to match up with our actual outcomes that we're trying to accomplish. If we're trying to get slim and thin, you eat 5 times a day, it's great if the portion size are reasonable. I always say, as a rule of thumb, put it in your palm. Okay. That's 1 time a day, whatever that is. Eat that, whether it be snacks, almonds, nuts, fruit, and you do that multiple times through the day. Get your metabolism up, and 5, or, depending on your regime or whatever you're actually working through, you could definitely make sure that you consult with your physician and doctor to make sure that they approve of what you're doing. But, multiple times a day, I normally eat just to try to get my metabolism burning hard. I need it. As we get older, we slow down, as you know, Sorrel, we slow down a little bit and our metabolism slows down, but I'm trying to keep mine burning as fast and as high as I can. Got to burn this off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Roosevelt. Love to have you back. Thank you, Chase, for letting me chime in.
No problem. Excellent comments, as always. I just wanted you to give a brief explanation about your site and your connection with Merge, because this is a very beautiful thing. I want people to know about this.
So let me just tell you, Merge is our organization that we do all of our hands-on personal training. We work with clients from all walks of life, from the high end that has little to no time to mother, single family, whatever it is, business owner, doctors. A lot of our clients happen to be doctors. And one of the reasons why I say that, you think, hey, well, doctors, man, they should be the healthiest of all of us. They know more about health, but we know that, accountability is very important no matter what it is that we're working in and what we're working on. Accountability is important. So my site is actually, you can actually check us out, Merge into Fitness. And in fact, you can actually check and click on my site, which is whymyhealth.com.
Why My Health, yes.
whymyhealth.com. So you can actually check out our site. And then in the site, you can actually click and it goes, and it's a link to the Merge Fitness in there. But Merge is an amazing, awesome, wonderful organization that's been 20 years or more in the Atlanta area working out, people that have issues, whether they're coming off of PT, they had some injuries, or whether it be that they're just having to try to increase their better health outcomes. BJ Toops is an amazing and extraordinary friend of mine. I can honestly call him a true friend of mine, who through thick and thin, he's always been encouraging. He's always been inspirational. He's always done all of the right things when it comes to his health. And man, I just love to be around him. He inspires you to do better. He inspires me every day to get up and go harder in this health industry. And so I tip my hat off to Merge. And
is that an acronym for separate words, Merge, or did it just come about like that?
Now that I want you to bring BJ on and let BJ tell you, because it is an amazing story.
I knew it was.
We don't have enough time. We don't even have enough time to go into the depths of it. But Merge is founded by BJ Toops with Megan Toops, and they're doing amazing things. The nutrition, the psychologists, the personal training, all aspects, they are bringing it together, and that's merging everything together.
We're bringing them on.
Health is important. They're
We're bringing them
them
on. I promise you, we're gonna bring them on as a couple.
Yes, sir.
Florence, please, before we roll out, what would you like to say?
Good morning. Oh, this is one of my favorite. Well, it's not one, it's my favorite thing. um, but because if we don't have health, what do we have? If we don't have our body, what do we have? But talking about doctors, I went to visit my doctor about 2 months ago. Probably not even that, and I begged my doctor to take care of herself because she is a good doctor. Nobody wants to leave her, even though she's trying to lessen her load. But I can see that she's running herself ragged. So I asked her, I hugged her, I pleaded with her, and I asked some members of the staff to please see that at every day, at least twice a day, she can take some time for her, at least 10 minutes if she could, and breathe. I just have that time for herself because I'm so concerned about her. So that's how much I know the importance of everything that was said this morning when it comes to breathing, when it comes to stretching, when it comes to mindfulness and all of this. Oh boy, I want to be in this same arena with this gentleman, with Merge. Oh boy, that would be like joy to my soul.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna send some people over to Merge for sure. This is gonna be a beginning of this movement, and I'm definitely gonna have Roosevelt back. We're gonna have a series with him. We're gonna talk about that because we have a lot of things to unpack, and I just think it's an amazing gift to have you here. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Make sure I haven't missed anybody here. I think everybody's good, right? Michelle. Michelle, are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was still on mute. Good morning, Huddle family. Good morning and welcome, Roosevelt. Is it possible to put his information in the chat?
Yes, in the actual bio, his number is there, and his email. And then the site is you said Why My Health?
Yeah,
That WHY or the letter Y?
Yeah, WHY.
Y. Okay. Oh, I have that. Whymyhealth.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I will use that.
Excellent.
And thank you. And thank you about smiling. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. So thank you. I will do that in the mornings.
Awesome.
Laugh. Thank you.
Simple. Majoring in the simple. Wow.
Yes.
What a concept. So we are just about out of time. Roosevelt, if you'd like to say anything else before we do our outro, you have the floor.
Hey, I just want to say, hey, look, every little bit you do helps and it matters. Continue to be generous in your laughing. Continue to be generous in your loving. Continue to be generous with the people that you have around, and let them know that their health matters.
Excellent. Excellent. You know, as we always do on the Daily Huddle, and to all of our YouTubers, if this is the first time you're joining us, please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you here. We are growing exponentially, and we love that you've taken a chance with us today, wherever you're coming from in the world. We love it. We have our tenets that we always close with, and we believe that they are definitely the fulcrum of our existence. Please love harder than you are right now. My goodness. Laugh out loud all day if you need to. Maybe people will think you're weird. Just laugh, get it all out, right? Move the body, as Mr. Roosevelt said. I mean, it can't do you wrong. You're moving, you're in motion, right? Sleep more than you think you should. 5, 6, 7, 8. Become a baby again. Get 10 hours. Take it to the edge and see what happens the next day. I promise you it'll do you no harm. Plant-based. Just give it a shot. Every time I tell people eat plant-based, they look at me a little funny. Some of my people around me, just give it a shot for a few days in a row. Let your body relax a little bit, right? Also, please stress less. Please take it down. Think before you snap. Take it easy in your life. It makes so much difference. And always, always check yourself before you wreck yourself. Take that couple seconds. What a pleasure it's been to have you here, my friend. I will talk to you soon as well. Everybody else, please go forward in your day. Make it a grand day and do it on purpose. Thank you so much for joining us in the Daily Huddle. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Roosevelt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you, everybody. Mastermind.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Excellent job. Bye now.